Hi, this is Null Inquisitor again with a video. This time I'll be talking about handling experience point. Um, Concerning experience point, since not every game have a system of experience point, um, from the start for me it's more about character investment, and in the second part rewarding your players. So first of all, um, my two main guidelines as a game master concerning this topic is that I tend to reward players as written in each games. For once, because I like to try different games and mechanics, and our Wednesday night game is mainly about that, trying new stuff. So I'm not one GM to always reward the player the same way. Second things, I also like to give a reward to my players during play. Uh, Whether it is some bonuses or maybe some new contacts, maybe some items, special items, or just mundane items that can be useful later. Um, Maybe some reputation in certain locale or location. Um, you see when heroes are doing a little good stuff in some town, maybe the townspeople will remember them. So it can be a small reward, but I know some of my players that are really enjoy these little gifts. As the story progresses, they collect a web of contacts and reputation and small items, and sometimes it doesn't take too much to satisfy a player, but you just have to know your player, I think. So that would be my two main guidelines. So I tend to advance the characters as written. Sometimes just for test I will do it more slowly or more fast, depending on the test I want to run. And the rewarding part for the players, I try to do it in every games. When when a player plays within the genre, or if he's really into it, I will tip off the hat this player by giving small bonuses, and oftentimes I will do it in the open, so in a way to encourage the other player to do the same. So it's not an obligation; it's just a tip. It's just a tip of the hat, and that's all. Concerning character advancement, I have some system of note I would like to share. Um, there's a game called True 20, which is a version of the D20 system, uh, more close to the Microlight 20 and these kind of game. It's a stripped down D20 version, where you can you just have, for example, instead of having full stats, you will just have the bonus to your stat. So a strength of 18 in True 20 will be a strength of 4. So it take a little while to get accustomed to that. But in this game, the character advancement is directly controlled by the game master. So the game master just go level up, and everybody gain a level. often it is when the story is done, but it can be anywhere, anytime. So the typical true 20 player can have a 20 level character pretty fast, depending on the GM style and in the story. In 7th Sea, the character advancement is basic XP, and this particular game, you will have drama dice or hero points, and at the end of the game, the drama dice you didn't use becomes extra XP. So it's a way of a player can gamble his luck and be more lucky in the game, but some player can be more conservative and aim for higher experience point at the end of the game. So it's an interesting mechanic. In GURPS 3rd edition, the standard way of advancing character was averaging about 2 or 3 points per game, with a maximum of 5 maybe, and maybe in extreme case higher. But in 4th edition they changed it a little bit. It's really a generic universal game. You can create your own benchmark in GURPS 4th edition. It kind of makes sense for a character that is made with 100 points or 200 points to have like 1% of that number as experience point. But for a character that is made with 1,000 points, it's kind of pointless to have 1 or 2 points per game. So a game master can devise a game, for example the setting Exalted. If you want to have a game like that in GURPS, you can have a totally unique scheme of rewarding the player. These characters tend to slowly advance, and but when they advance, it's major. So for a GURPS Exalted game, for example, you could very well not give XP to your player for 5 games, and then bam, you give them 50 points to buy a superpower or do whatever they want. So it would be fitting with the Exalted setting. In Savage World, the typical advance would be 2 points per game, and after 5 points of experience, you have what they called an advance, allowing you to choose an extra hedge or an extra skill or boost some stats. But if the game was long enough, the game master can add some more points. But he has to have in mind that every five games, every 5 points of experience will give an advance to his player. So a game master can gauge his progression speed. Another version of Savage Worlds, Deadlands, use a little different mechanic for advancement. It's not standard anymore, but when we started to play Savage Worlds with the Deadland setting, for each Benny the player kept on the table, it's a similar mechanic with 7th Sea. For each Benny the player still had, they would roll a die 6, and if they had a 6 on the dice, they got an extra point. So we played the Deadland like 2 weeks ago, and I still use this game just for the Deadland setting, but for the Savage World I've converted myself with the deluxe rule, and intend to keep it that way. Another game of note, the Mutant Epoch. in this game you pretty much have XP for killing monsters and dealing with enemy traps and everything. You have also experience point for role playing, of course, but you also have, like in Rollmaster, you have experience point for finding first treasure, and when you sell it in town, they give you silver pieces. This is the basic unit of money in New Mutant Epoch. For like every treasure you bring back to town, you get like 10% of that value in silver piece in experience point. I don't do that anymore in the Mutant Epoch. I tried to play this game by the book, but the fact is that this method of I'm having a little bit difficulty with this word. So instead of having this way of rewarding your player, I found out that the PCs race too fast in level. I've seen a character raise 2 level in just one game, so it's too fast for my taste. So I don't do the XP for silver piece anymore in the Mutant Epoch. And last but not least, in the Palladium system, I'm using a Game Master sheet with a little square, one square for each player. And every time a character make a skill roll, I do a little check on the specific box. When a player does a good plan or sacrifice himself or do good stuff, I do these little checks. Sometimes I will do a check with a plus, meaning the action the player did was really great. Sometimes I will do a check with a minus. So some reward in Palladium are open to subjectivity, so that helped me decide later on what I was thinking. But it's really quick. I do this little check on the GM sheet, and after the game I just take my calculator. I take a minute, add all the little reward to the player I've had, and I give the total life to each player. So some player sometimes score better than other, and in the context of Palladium game, I don't mind. They advertise in these books oftentimes that this is a man's thinking game, so I do this way, and it worked pretty well so far. We're not big on Palladium anymore. I've started with these games in 92, 91, so we play these games once in a while, but experience point is not an important factor anymore. There is no player eagerly waiting for his next experience income so that his character will progress in his head. The advancement in Palladium is really fast at the beginning of your character's career. The level 1 you pretty much don't see it. Level 2 and 3 are really fast. The level 4, I would say, you feel already like a seasoned character, or not a newbie, but someone who have seen some battle. And when you reach the fifth level, you really are something. I can count on my 2 hands the character that I've seen cross the 5th level. Although in my younger years I was pretty much a killer game master, so I have a long list of characters that I've killed in Heroes Unlimited. I was trying to be as simulationist as I could be with this game. So, but I'm more experienced now, so it would be different now. We had like 2 campaign of Rifts in the 5 last year, and I've not killed a single one of the character. Mainly there is one little rule in Rift that changed everything, but that is the subject for another discussion maybe. So this is how I handle experience as written, and with very variance between the different games. So there you go, and we'll see you later. I will do another video in just a few minutes about another subject, so if you're still interested and not sleeping, see you in some minutes. Bye bye.